Before we get to the Postal Service, let's talk about the COVID relief bill. Jobless benefits expired at the end of July, and then senators went on a 3 day weekend. What does that mean for the millions of Americans who have been counting on getting a check of about $600 a week and who now don't know where their next check is coming from or when it's coming?
Yeah, it's unbelievable that they are dragging their feet in these negotiations. They're still totally at loggerheads with the Democrats insisting on continuing this $600 per week extra unemployment benefits. And the Republicans opposing that, claiming that it would discourage people or disincentivize people from going back to work. And that's just ridiculous, because how do you incentivize people to go back to work when there are no jobs? There's 30 million people unemployed right now. And what we should be focusing on is making sure that everyone has their basic needs met during this pandemic and that we lay the foundation for our recovery. But Republicans are really balking at all kinds of things that are just so critical right now. You mentioned the support for state and local governments. They're against expanded food assistance. They're against extending the moratorium on evictions. And it's just really a scary time for so many American families who are struggling right now.
I mean, it's strange because if all of those things were important to pass at a time when the pandemic wasn't even at the dire level that it is now, how is it now less important to have an eviction moratorium, have $600 in jobless benefits when the pandemic is actually worse?
It doesn't make any sense. I think they are in denial about the severity of the problem. And there are also Republicans who are raising alarm bells about the size of the deficit. And everything from past crises shows that if you start trying to cut your deficit in the middle of a crisis like this, it just prolongs the suffering. What we need right now is really a massive spending and investment plan. That's what's going to get this country back on its feet. And the Economic Policy Institute, for example, said that those $600 payments have been supporting 5 million jobs, because people are taking that money and spending it on basic needs and circulating it in the economy. We cut those extra unemployment benefits and the whole economy is going to suffer.
Right. People actually had a little spending money. And for those Americans who were before they lost their jobs earning less than $15 an hour, actually had more money in their pockets, spent it on things that they needed or even, non-necessities, thereby propping up the economy. There was a Yale study showing the benefits of those unemployment checks.